In a city that has been completely destroyed. A young fighter who has lost fighting spirit, because enemy too strong. A huge monster that has destroyed the entire city. The monster immediately attacked the defenseless fighter. He was in danger, and couldn't get out of the situation. 5 days since the large-scale beast horde attacked Sector 4. Other guilds from various sectors have deployed 75 people to go to Sector 4. One of the fighters is seen successfully defeating the monster. They all attacked the monster and fought together. This veteran thinks that today's newbie fighters are quite skilled. One of them, this young man, he was currently a beginner, and sent to exterminate monsters. He was fighting a first-grade magical beast. He just blocking all attacks from the monster. It looked like he was having difficulty dealing with the first-grade magical beast. Until finally he lost his balance and fell. He was now in real danger, and urgently needed to do something. Finally he was able to defeat the monster, by carrying out a surprise attack. He went to great lengths to defeat that first-grade magical beast. For her, he was quite talented, but still weak. They were all in one group and beginners, this was their first mission. This woman is the group captain. Fortunately this horde is still low level, so for them this is still easy. But this young man seemed to be hiding the wounds from the fight earlier. One of his colleagues knew that he was hiding the wound. Her name is Wu Xiaoxue, an elementalist. They both seemed to underestimate him because he was too weak. Then the captain gave the order to explore. Mu Xiaoxue and Chu Mingxian were told to stay and recover from their wounds. Mu also treat good care of Chu's wounds. Mu is also curious about Chu, why he joined the Dawn Guild. He knew that he was weak at fighting, but there was a reason he had to join a guild. Reasons that really have to be done. Chu is currently worried about the condition of his family who is in the hospital. But the situation is very difficult, with the current technologic. The doctor said he needed to be prepared for the possibility that she remained in a vegetative state. But there is one way, a high-rank healing awakened from the Dawn Guild were willing to help. His younger sister was lying weak, and he had to go to the Dawn Guild. He will join the Dawn Guild and find the best healing awakened. Then they explored, they saw that there were no people or monsters roaming around. They were also confused about the situation in this area, because there weren't any monsters. The captain immediately analyzed the current situation because it was strange. Suddenly she thought there was danger, because the first-grade beast was not visible, meaning there were mid- and high-grade beasts hiding. She also ordered to go back to Mu and Chu's place. Because the situation both of them is currently in danger. Then in their place, currently Mu are jealous of Chu's reasons, because she didn't have a strong reason when joining the guild. But suddenly danger approached them. A big worm monster is trying to attack Mu. He also realized the danger that was approaching her. Suddenly Chu quickly pushed Mu away, to avoid the attack. As a result of that, Chu was eaten by the worm monster. Mu can't speak and are afraid of what happened. She must hurry move to save Chu, because it is still possible. Currently he is inside the worm monster. And he had to do something, if he didn't want things to happen like them. At moments like this, he remembered his younger sister. That his sister was currently being treated in the hospital, and he had to do something immediately. He had to get up and get out of this monster. Because his younger sister currently needs help. He also took the sword that was there. He won't end up here and will fight, because his sister is waiting for him. Suddenly the system helped him and restored it, but he didn't know why this happened. Meanwhile outside, Mu are in danger, because she was attacked by a worm monster. With a wide mouth, the monster worm immediately attacked. She screamed loudly because was afraid. Suddenly something happened in the monster's stomach. He immediately realized what had happened. It turns out that Chu managed to rip open the monster's stomach to get out. She was finally relieved, because Chu was still safe. But he is still having trouble getting out of it, and asks Mu to help him. She started to help Chu, by casting fireball magic. But the attack didn't work on the worm monster's body. She was confused about why a fireball magic didn't work. Chu asks Mu to continue attacking the monster's body. Finally, after receiving damage from inside and outside, the monster began to weaken. It was seen that someone was monitoring their fight from afar. The captain knew that the materials of 5th grade magical beasts were very good and easy money. But it seemed like they intended not to help because it was dangerous, and just watched. The worm monster continued to weaken. As a result, the monster lost control and became more brutal. Chu is also worried about Mu's condition. Looks like she's fine. The system showed Chu's condition was serious, he couldn't hold on much longer. Chu then begins command Mu to attack the monster powerfully. It was the only way, and she had to believe it. Finally she understood the situation and immediately cast a spell to attack. Now was the perfect time to attack. She released his strongest magic, namely rotating flame arrow, at the worm monster. At the same time, he began to take advantage of the situation to get out of it. A large damage flame attack hits the worm monster. The worm monster felt pain from the magic flame. Finally the monster began to lose balance. And the monster fell with one high flame magic attack. Chu looked seriously injured after fighting with the high-grade beast. But as a result of that, he got a lot of experience and his fighting level up. After one day, at the Vermilion Bird Squad's place, Zan Shuzha, Captain Vermilion Bird, congratulates the two of them. They had all succeeded in defeating powerful monsters. Then congratulated Captain Meng Lan for leading her group in defeating the 5th grade beast, and they would get rewards from the guild. Captain Han also informed that the other two newbies who participated in defeating the monster did not pass. And on the other side, the hospital. Chu is being treated there for serious injuries. He still couldn't believe that he could survive the battle. Besides that he had a serious injury, and this made things difficult for him. Then this newbie visited Chu with mocking. Chu was confused by the arrival of the two of them here. He started to worry about Mu's condition, and they answered that she was safe, but thought that Chu and Mu were very useless. He also informed them that they had both failed the guild exam. He was surprised to hear their words. They also claimed that the ones who had defeated the 5th grade beast were Leader Meng and the two of them. But he didn't believe that, even though in fact the ones who had defeated the high beast were Chu and Mu. They had distorted the fact that they had helped Leader Meng defeat the high beast. They also told Chu to just stay here and not talk too much. He also couldn't accept this, because it was his sacrifice that the high beast could be defeated. But suddenly a system appeared in his mind. System in which there are newbie missions. The system gives it a newbie mission, decline or accept. He looked confused, because system appeared again the same as before. The mission was called the Craftsman God Right Arm, and he was Chu's. He seemed hesitant to take on this mission, now that his hand was disabled. But he thought that this system was trying to make him strong, so he had no choice anymore. With strong determination, Chu finally accepted the newbie mission. Suddenly the system confirmed the answer and things started to happen. He was absorbed into the system. Then disappeared from the hospital. He was already in a foreign place. He was confused about what was happening. It looked like he was already in the dungeon. Without knowing, he stepped on a strange floor. Suddenly a trap appeared in front of him. It turns out there are lots of traps in that place. Until finally he accidentally pressed the floor again. The trap of the wall opened, and he realized it. The trap began to produce throwing knives. But with his quick response and body movements, he managed to avoid the trap. He was confused by how light his body was. Again he pressed the floor. Saw an object approaching him from afar. It turned out that a large rock was walking towards him. He started running as fast as he could. Inside a strange room was visible. He ran towards the strange room. In the end he managed to avoid being hit by a large rock. It almost happened, luckily he ran fast. And now he is in chapter 2 of this mission. Can see one of the chests is open. It turns out there is a monster, the mechanical soldier has risen. The warrior's power were equivalent to a first-grade beast. For him first-grade beasts were quite easy to defeat. But the number of these soldiers was very large, and he had to defeat them all. Then the only way out was blocked, he had no choice. When he was confused about the choice, the soldier was already in front of him. With a quick response he realized that. The soldier immediately attacked using a sword. He wouldn't possibly end up here before his sister recovered. Chu will defeat all these soldiers and survive from here. With a powerful stomp of his feet, he managed to defeat one enemy. He was really confused about the condition of his body, because with one hit he could defeat. As a result he leveled up, with his current situation he became a martial arts class. He didn't know why this unknown system suddenly appeared in him. But what is certain, this system is trying to make itself strong. And that's what he wanted all along. With a disabled hand, he would attack an army of mechanical soldiers alone. He tried hard to defeat the soldiers using a sword. One by one he succeeded in defeating the army of soldiers. He also got experience when he defeated the soldier. Until near the end, he managed to defeat the last soldier. He also got experience from the last soldier. It looks like Chu managed to defeat all the mechanical soldier troops. The system showed, less than 5% left for him to level up. But suddenly he felt unusual pressure. The pressure came from the unopened chest. Now he has entered the final chapter, and must face what is in the chest. Purple lightning suddenly shot out from the chest. There was a creature that came out of the chest. It turned out that the creature was a mechanical knight, the boss of this place, with power equivalent to a third-grade magical beast. Now he was really doubtful, because it was impossible to defeat that knight. Suddenly a surprise attack came over him. The knight's spear attack was very fast. But the response is faster and can avoid absolute attacks. This time his opponent was really strong, and this was dangerous for him. The battle began, that knight made very fast attack movements. So far Chu has managed to dodge the spear lightning quickly. He could only dodge attacks, and couldn't counterattack yet. Finally he started to think about something. Maybe this method can work and should be tried. The mechanical knight continued to attack with spears. He had to take risks in this plan. With a quick response he managed to avoid it. But at the same time, he counterattacked while dodging. The knight's leg started to injured. But it doesn't seem to work. Now Chu is in danger, because his enemy is activating magic. The mechanical knight immediately launched a purple spear lightning. The attack was repelled. Chu was hit hard by the lightning attack. But again he managed to dodge the lightning attack. When he wasn't ready, the knight was quickly behind him. He was shocked by this. But suddenly Chu's previous attack took effect. The knight failed to attack, and instead fell. His quick counter-attack seemed to work well. And now he has a chance to beat. He also knew that the danger was not over yet. Purple lightning managed to hit him hard. It turned out that the mechanical knight launched an attack at the same time. He also suffered big damage from the attack. He was a little careless, and this happened. The knight began to approach the defenseless Chu. He was paralyzed by the lightning attack, and now he's not doing well. From nearby the knight launched an attack. But the system informed that the knight's mount had been lost, and Chu gained experience. Then he leveled up, his body condition improved due to the level up restore. As a result, the knight received damage to his right hand. Apart from his body being restored, a new skill was unlocked, weak point strike. And now situation are turning in Chu's favor. The weak point strike skill system also shows the condition of the enemy's body that can be attacked. Without hesitation he immediately aimed at the enemy. The enemy's weak point was successfully attacked, and the chance of damage continued to increase. Until he destroyed the mechanical knight's left hand. Chu's fast movement could not be followed by the enemy. The final attack was launched from above by Chu. With his left hand, he managed to swing the sword in a quick slash. The mechanical knight was finally defeated by Chu alone. He also got 2,500 EXP from the battle. Chu successfully completed the newbie quest and got a reward. Can be seen that the equipment components of mechanical knight have fallen off. He was confused about what was happening. This component turns out to make a right-handed equipment like a cyborg. Arm the Craftsman God common upgradable. Turns out it was a Craftsman God's arm item. The equipment approached him. Recognition process for the Craftsman God's arm has begun. Once installed, the force load received is very large. He also lost consciousness. Recognition successful, beginner quest complete. Behind the system that helped him, an anomaly appeared. And now in the hospital. Chu woke up from sleep. It turns out, everything that incident before was just a dream. But this is not a dream. He was really shocked by this. It's good that he gets hands that can be moved like normal hands. For him this was truly a miracle. Suddenly the phone rang. He got the news about his sister, and didn't know what the news was.